We're ready for lesson 35 in grammar. We're going to be talking about adverbs that tell to what extent. Now, to me, in my personal opinion, these are the hardest to find because you really kind of have to think about it. An adverb describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Adverbs tell how, when, where, how often, and to what extent. Now, here's a couple of sentences here. The extremely humid day was unpleasant. Sharon runs quite quickly. Larry shrieked especially loudly. So, and then I'm guessing they're wanting us to diagram a sentence, but I don't know which one. So, yeah, that doesn't tell me. Okay, so let's see. Let's figure out which one it is. I guess we could do that. Okay, maybe this one. Was is the verb. Who or what was. Day. No, it wouldn't be this one. How about Sharon runs quite quickly? We could do, I bet it's this one. Larry shrieked especially loudly. I think it's this one. Shrieked is your verb. So shrieked is going to go here. Okay, that's your verb. Who or what shrieked? Larry. Poor Larry. Larry shrieked. Now, how did Larry shriek? He didn't shriek especially. He shrieked loudly. So, being that this tells how he did it and it ends in an ly, tells me that that is the adverb that tells how he shrieked. Now, especially also ends with an ly, not necessarily meaning it's an adverb. However, this tells to what extent did he shriek? Especially loudly. So then especially goes under here. I'm just going to abbreviate it because it's too hard for me to spell that way. The reason it goes under here like this is because remember up here an adverb can also describe another adverb. And so this one describes this word, but this adverb describes this adverb. Okay? Let's look down here. Extremely skittish Larry ran away. Okay. Verb is ran. Who or what ran? Larry. Poor Larry. He is having a tough time. He got scared. Larry ran. Okay, so let's figure out where everything else goes. Where does away go? This tells where he ran, being an adverb. He ran away. Okay. Now over here, these are going to be adverbs explaining, actually no, adjectives describing a noun, because look up here. An adverb describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. An adverb does not describe a noun. And Larry is a noun. Okay? Now, skittish is an adjective that tells which Larry. The skittish one. Skittish means like scared. Or the one that gets scared easily. Now, look up here again. An adverb can describe an adjective. So if this is an adjective describing which Larry, extremely would be the adverb describing the adjective because it tells to what extent was he skittish. Extremely. And I'm not going to spell it out. Okay. Understand? Whatever word it goes with, whatever word it describes or modifies is where it's going to go. Okay? All right, let's look at 35A. We're going to identify the words modified by adverbs. Now, all the words that are underlined are adverbs. You have to draw an arrow from each underlined adverb to the word it modifies. I'll do the first one with you. So Mom told us rather unexpectedly about the plans to move to a new house. Okay, rather unexpectedly. Okay, These tell how she told. Okay, now she didn't tell them rather, she told them unexpectedly. So unexpectedly modifies told. Rather tells to what extent. Rather unexpectedly. Does that make sense? Okay, so go ahead and pause it while you finish the rest of these, and then we will check it. All right, are you ready? Let's give her a check. Try to do it in a different color if you possibly can, okay? All right, so there you go. Well, they did straight arrows. I like to do the curvy ones. I don't know why. Go ahead and pause it while you check these. Okay, I hope you did well on that. Sometimes those adverbs can get really confusing, but if we know the questions they answer, it sometimes makes it a little bit easier. What's going to get difficult is when we're trying to find everything at one time, but that's okay. That's why we're learning one thing at a time. All right, exercise 35B. Your job is going to be to diagram each one of these sentences. Okay, and I'm going to have you go ahead and pause it while you do that, and then I'm going to let you check it to make sure you got those correct. Okay, I'm going to bring up the answers on here. Try to check this in a different color if you can. If you missed something, you can just put a big X on it and write it correctly over here, or if you just missed one or two things, just mark it out with your red color or whatever you're using, and then write the correct word, just so that I can at a glance see what you need help with. Okay? All right, go ahead and pause it and check these that you can see. Okay, let's check the rest. Okay, did you remember this here? You understood? Drive much more carefully. This is an imperative sentence, isn't it? Well, it's exclamatory, but it can be exclamatory, but it's also imperative because it's giving a command, right? Okay, so that means generally, almost always, when you have a command, then the subject is you understood. Okay, so you may have missed that one. That's okay. And this one's really difficult too. All these extra ones coming down here. So I would not suspect that you would have gotten every one of these correct. If you did, that's wonderful. If you didn't, please don't worry about it. We're just going to keep practicing, okay? Alrighty then, that's all for today.